interesting that the way that they did that operation, because when I was talking to my cousins and my friends about what happened, no one in Venezuela had a clue. And my friend said that he was woken up around 2 a.m. by a plane going overhead. And there's a no-fly zone over Caracas at that time, especially. And he was like, what is this? And he said, you heard this almighty boom. And everybody was nobody knew what was happening. They don't have X in Venezuela for obvious reasons. So everybody was in the dark. And it was only via Instagram and Facebook that they started to understand what had just gone on. But it was complete disbelief that the Americans had done that.
If they don't have X, do they have Threads? Which is like
I
X0?
Yeah, X0, yeah. I imagine they must do, but he said the way that everybody was communicating was via Instagram.
Interesting.
What are people saying now in Venezuela?
So, and now I talked to my friends, he said that things are getting better. He said things are getting better. He said that crime was down 75%. I mean, I don't know how true this is. He said things are slowly starting to get liberalized. I was talking to a Colombian friend of mine who was saying that Venezuelans in Colombia are now starting to go back because whilst the regime is still obviously not perfect, what you essentially have is a puppet regime. And they know that the moment they step out of line, they know the moment they, to use Trump's parlance, fuck about, something will happen. They're kept on a straight line. Yeah, they have to behave. They can't do what Maduro did. And what's interesting about when Maduro was captured is nobody really mentioned that much about his wife. But a lot of people say that his wife was the brains behind the operation. Because Maduro, there's clips of him that went viral on TikTok and Instagram and on Twitter as well, where he was doing speeches and he had to do basic mental arithmetic and he couldn't do it. This guy was a bus driver. He was picked by Chavez when Chavez was on his deathbed in 2013, dying from stomach cancer, and he appointed Maduro. Everybody was shocked because they were saying, well, Maduro wasn't the most capable. He wasn't the most intelligent. But what Maduro is he was the most loyal out of all Chavez's underlings. So he was picked not for his brilliance, not for his sharpness, but because he was a company man. And actually, the person who the Venezuelans hated the most was his wife, because she was the brains behind the operation. She was the one in charge of the kidnappings, the tortures, the murders. So when she was kidnapped, people were happier that she was on the helicopter than Maduro himself.
Really?
Yeah.
Lady Macbeth.
She was way more cruel than Maduro.
Wow.
Way more cruel.
It's interesting you say things are getting better now because, like, it's short term, right? We don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, this has happened a lot of times in Latin America, right? Like, people get overthrown, things are getting better, and then some shit happens.
Yeah, not the most stable place.
Not the most stable people, Joe. I'm going to be honest with you. They're my people. It's either, it's either fascismo or viva la revolución.
Yeah.
And you're like, guys, can we have a little middle? And they're like, no, viva la revolución. Yeah. They're excitable people.